Hey everyone, Somber here. Just continuing my streaming of my Warhammer Dominions 5 game where I'll be playing as the Greenskin, specifically the Bone Nose tribe. This is part 4, I think. I've made a couple of changes to the Bone Noses. I added a new hero, Snagler Grobspit, and I've made some tweaks to the way that the wars are triggered. Basically, you just need a bit more experience to get those going. But not very many changes in total, just a few bits and pieces. Somebody mentioned that it was quite easy to farm the like promotion and war mechanics, just generate tons of troops. So I'm going to kind of look into that, see how much that triggers when I'm doing this. But I'm not going to be going hardcore on trying to abuse that. So if other people are doing that in multiplayer games and things, I hope I can get some feedback on that and kind of solve it. So we'd already looked at the results of this turn, the last one, and let's just crack on with it. So we're over here. We are trying to take this kind of archipelago using river trolls because they can make these water crossings. They can't go underwater, but they can make the water crossings. And we've got a Savage Orc boss leading them who's got a ring of water breathing. I wish I had someone with a bit better leadership because river trolls don't have the best morale. But we will be in friendly Dominion, and I've got some crocos to go with them. Some crocodiles. So we're either going over here for militia light infantry, heavy infantry, or we're going over here for heavy infantry, heavy cavalry. I think heavy cavalry worry me, but I do now have the crocodiles that can take up the charge for them. And if we go here, we'll probably then be able to hit this province. Whereas if we go here, we'll kind of, there's nowhere we can jump to from there. So let's take them over here. Our god, so we had just hit Agartha for the first time. So we're now at war with Ind and Agartha. To remind you where those are, if we zoom out a bit, this is our glorious empire. This is where our capital is. We started off kind of stuck on this island, and we've sent our god overtaking this island. Agartha are in the water, and they've come over from this bit. They've come quite a long way from where I think they are, because this is all Agartha along here. To remind you of other enemies, we've got Agartha, who's got a big build up here. So this is our main war. Ind, we rolled over and stomped and took the capital. Haven't taken the fort yet. And then we've got Skaven here, and Vampiria along here, Undead along here. So some nasty enemies. I'm hoping Vampiria and Skaven are not going to attack me. I know Skaven are not very big. We looked at their score graphs, and yeah, it kind of took a long time to actually get expanding, as you can see. But once they got going, they moved okay. So where is our god going to go next? We've just taken this province off Agartha. I think so. He can go underwater because he's got a ring of water breathing. But would he do very well underwater against mermen and ancient ones? I'm not sure. He gets pretty bad malices when he goes underwater, and he's not super kitted out. He also can't use some of his spells. So he's doing skeletal body that can be cast underwater, fire shield which cannot be cast underwater. So he's not going to be as good underwater. I'm not sure, and it is outside of our dominion, so he wouldn't have his bless, which is quite a useful bless. The ore is the most important thing. I think that I don't want to go underwater with just him to fight any of these things, really. I think it's just a bit too risky. So what I'm going to do is our province defense isn't very good. We're using the pop type and province defense mod, the Warhammer submod. But it can fight okay against some mermen and things. Maybe it'll be all right. I think I'm just going to move my god back here. We've got this lab, and he'll probably pick up some more items there if we've got anything we can give him. So what would be useful for our god to have? Could have better armor than the heavy samurai armor. That'd be nice to have. And then we're maybe into the point where we would want to be upgrading his weapons and not relying on the Nodachi anymore. I'm not sure. What can we forge? We're only at construction of lesser magic items, so we can't give him anything too exciting. The Chithronic Lion Pelt is always a nice item. It's just very strong and very low encumbrance, which is good for him. Compared to his current armor rating, how much protection? 18 compared to 15 on the heavy samurai armor. Not sure. I'll come back to that. Let's do our stuff over on this flank first. So This Bandit Hills, we attacked them in Bandit Hills. We were using a whole load of Spider Riders. It was just kind of a not very well prepared attack, and it didn't go very well. Let's just boost through that quickly. Yeah, we just had kind of a big problem with the Spider Riders taking too long to kill their infantry and then routing. And if they'd carried on going, they would have won, but you know they routed. So we definitely want some more armies over here, but we also want to finish off in. I believe we've cracked the fortress. No, we haven't quite. So we've got this force can keep sieging over here. Yeah, let's just keep them all sieging, get that dealt with, and throw up some defense over here. And I think we want to try and finish Ind off if we can. But they do have some heavy cavalry now. Looking a bit exposed over here, aren't we? This is where our only war boss is. Our prophet is a war boss. We did just get a goblin big boss promoted over here, which is why we've got quite a few more gobbos. Now, the big boss comes with Taskmaster 1, so he's decent enough with goblins. I think overall the war boss is still better just for leading anything. And I think I am just going to cram these goblins in with the orcs. And maybe I'll just give the big boss these some of these guys. Oh. They're on guard commander. Let's give him 2 holds and attack rearmost. And actually I'm going to give him a couple of guards. Yeah, let's give him those goblins as guards, and these guys, I don't know, are enemy archers. So this force is still fairly strong. Fighting heavy cavalry is not great, but I would like to get rid of Ind. But I could also just attack Agartha here. I guess Ind are going to attack us though. Let's go and get Ind, and what we'll do, because we've got all these goblins, is we'll take the valuable orcs here, big uns and things, and we'll take the cheap goblins. We'll take the good goblins out, the sneaky stabbers, and we'll just fill this up with the not very good goblins, and they can be our lance catchers. So we've got not very good goblins, and then just some basic orc boys. And is anyone in here wounded? Yeah, there's quite a few wounded, but they do have what's it called, rejuvenation. So should be all right. So you guys are also going to attack cavalry, but I'm just going to move you back a bit. And I think we can just put the archers in with them to try and quickly get to the cavalry. We'll put them in a sparse line. That's our real lance catcher formation. That's all we want them to do, basically. Cool, so let's go and hit the heavy cavalry. And over here, this force, I'm going to hope to move in to hit something of Gartha's. So we've got a big boss. You can lead these war boys. And we've got a not terrible force of spider riders who can do an attack rear. Oh, careful. Yeah, I think that's just fine. And then for the war boys, we need our shamans doing blessing. Get those blessings off at the start. And then, I don't know what's useful here. To be honest, I'm not really sure what would be a good thing for them to be casting. False Fetters is probably fine, and you can just be casting spells. In general, that's fine. You can decide on something. And we are going to hit this province that we failed previously on. And that should be fine to take. And then we definitely need some more troops up here, so let's just ship out our... Don't know why I just did that. We've got a huge stack of war boys. They definitely need blessing, so we can send multiple shamans with them. Which ones have got use for these? Grotgit. Give him the standard hold and attack, and I'll give him some bodyguards while I'm at it. And you guys can be able to attack rear. But basically it's just tons of wild boys, which is why we've got these, we're going to send these guys 2 shamans to do the blessing. Very straightforward. Put them in the same square so they potentially have fewer targets confusing them when they're blessing things. So that's that and Blacktooth. And where are we likely to be fighting? Well, Agartha could definitely be coming down here and hitting these, and they've got a big army there, could be moving in there. So let's come over here. Ooh, too far to go. All right, let's just move to there then. We were summoning up some interesting stuff, and I think we do just kind of need some more troops. So I will have the Tickler do a summon. Let's have some Spitting Spiders. We do like to capture stuff for these games, it's fun. I like to have a ton of these gelatinous cubes, they're really fun. So maybe I'll just be doing monthly castings of something like this. I could do gelatinous cubes, could do summon Yetis. Yetis are actually really fun. Hurling rocks around is very Chad behaviour. Hey, Bro69, it looks like meat is back on a menu. Yes, it is. Everyone's favourite line from Lord of the Rings. And the meat at the moment is succular pale flesh from the Agarthans. I think that is the meat on our that we're looking forward to. That's the prefix menu today. Spiderfang, why were you standing here? I was going to build something here, presumably. You know what? You should. Why am I forgetting the? What is the shortcut for construct building? Why have I forgotten that? You should build a palisades. So we're still getting these. We're still getting these. That's fine. To repeatedly recruit those things. Yeah, that's all good. And we have a palisade up here. Yep, we are spending our points. We are spending our money relatively wisely at the moment. I would like to try out some chariots. And my main limit is recruitment points, so let's start getting some wolf chariots over here. And yeah, what's next? More snick. Let's just get some troops. Spitting spiders, fine. And Wurzag is our mobile site searching genius. He's just going to run around site searching for the rest of his life, basically. Spike nose, similar. Definitely want to just get all this stuff site searched. A couple of scouts that I don't really care about. And then we had Zugzog, who we were a bit nervous about before. How's life been treating me? Not too bad. I just had COVID vaccination, and that kind of the last couple of days I felt very achy. But it's good to have the vaccination because I'm gonna go on a trip up to Scotland in a little bit, and like a week or so, and it's traveling up on the train and everything. It's good to have that extra protection. What are we doing with Zugzug? Maybe I'll just move him in. Have we got enough that we could move a force out of here? I think we do. Yeah, I would say so. Who's going to go and bless my guys? Black Eye? Which one did I just set casting things? Morsnick. So Black Eye is going to be my bless caster. Feels like a bit of a waste, but they're not that expensive to have these guys going around casting blessing. I'll do bless cast spells, and I think I'm going to save that to I mean, it doesn't matter. You can always see them by pressing Control S, but I put that on to 5. So I can use that over and over again. So let's put you at the front. Mr. McGrot. We're going to need, when we're building a palisades here, we're going to need somebody to go and build a lab there as well. So maybe we'll send a little git. Or not a lab, a temple. Yeah, that's good enough. Let's just crack on. Alright, got some Yetis and some gelatinous cube. Goodness. Cluster of spitting spiders, and then some searching. Nope. And then we've got some battles. Banded Hills. So this is lots of wild boys that are going to be blessed, and a relatively, I mean, they're not very expensive Forest Goblin Spider Riders, but decent number there that are going to go and attack rear. And we're up against basically nothing, so let's just zoom forward through this. So the wild boys will easily deal with that, and then the Spider Riders can go in and clean up. We shouldn't have lost very much there. A couple of Spider Riders maybe. Oh, one wild boy and no Spider Riders, that's fine. And then we're getting attacked a lot by Agarth this turn. So, what have we got here? Some of the big boys with their thicker armour. Generally, they've gone for the more heavily armoured ones, which is kind of interesting. And this is just against... How many points of Province Defence is this? 6 or something? Not very many. Let's see how Province Defence does. Can it kill anything? Well, we killed a wolf tribe. Maybe some friendly fire will kill something. Our Province Defence is not very good. Orcs are just not that into defending provinces. Towers of Heaven. Got a couple of troglodytes here. One of the weirdest and worst sprites in Dominions. Kind of cute in a way, but it just looks like they forgot to draw the head. And I predict that the troglodytes will do pretty well against goblins. Oh, they got stabbed up too quickly. Didn't get much of a chance to do anything. So this is a bit more province defense, and we are getting a few more kills, but we're still probably going to lose this one. Yeah, that heavy infantry is always going to be a problem for our province defense. We might kill some more of these bear tribe guys. Not really. Yeah, so, I mean, killing the troglodytes is nice, but not going great. Ironwood Forest. Similar situation, but they have a random Savage Orc Boar Boy with them. Maybe he'll get a kill? We rely on a Savage Orc Boar Boy for a kill? Oh, they've got a vampire. That's weird. Well, I hope we can kill this vampire. That'd be really sweet to do. Unfortunately, vampires have got invulnerability 25, so very hard for me to kill with my mundane weapons. We do have Heavenly Strike. No, that's them casting Heavenly Strike. They must have their profit here. Yeah, total failure on that front. Oh, we routed the cavalry. So Agartha quite successfully hitting me there. Okay, are the cavalry going to run straight past our crocodiles? Yes, so we're going to lose some trolls here. But trolls are not that bad. The trolls are this, like, what you'd call a two-true outcome. Either the cavalry skewers the troll and kills it quickly, or the troll definitely massacres the cavalry. And they did great there. There was just weight of numbers, really. How are our crocodiles going to do? Not very well, but they'll keep the heavy infantry busy till the trolls can come and deal with them. I have a certain affection for basic summons like crocodiles and things. It's always nice to see them in action. Did we lose anything in that? No. Well done, River Trolls. Of course, they are quite expensive. And this is us dealing with the heavy cavalry. I think we've got our lance catchers ahead enough of our other troops that our wild boys won't end up getting hit here. But let's find out. Okay, lances have been caught. Oh, a couple of them did get through and hit the wild boys, but they're basically nullified now. So that's fine. And we've got a river troll charging in at the back here. This is basically ending Ind as a faction. Oh, I hope you don't get killed being stupid and fighting them. For one thing, he's got 2 experience stars. It'd be nice to keep him alive. Oh, he's getting pelted though, isn't he? That's more than he can regenerate if he keeps getting shot up. Come on, stay alive. No! Oh well, just a troll. Surprisingly nasty at short range. Against anything with low protection and without shields, Woodsman can shoot them up pretty well. Anyway, we can afford some losses, Ind definitely cannot. Bone-Nosed Tribe, the mighty hero Snagler Grobspit, who I've just added. You know, I was just saying at the start of this video that I just added him into the mod. He'll be in the next version that I release. The Warboss of Blackpit Forest has joined the cause, bringing them an elite guard of Death Creeper Spider Riders. So let's go and have a look at Snagler Grobspit. Here he is. He's very similar to forest goblin war bosses in general. It's just that he's riding on a big spider, the same as those, and he comes with, so every month he gets a Death Creeper Spider Rider, and he comes with a bunch of Death Creeper Spider Riders to begin with, 19 of them here, and they are basically elite, I'm doing air quotes here, elite for goblins, Spider Riders. They're definitely better than normal Spider Riders. I think I've forgotten to give them the Pillager tag. They should probably have that. Snagler does have it. But yeah, well, I will definitely be making use of Snagler Grosbit, and maybe we can even get War Snagler going. He's going to be very fun. Right, first order of the day here, we've got a full-on push from Agartha, so we definitely want to punish them for that. We definitely want to get to the full war swing against them. Let's see if we can avoid war with Tianqi, so we'll just throw some province defense up to discourage them, and we will move and just keep hitting at Agartha wherever we can. Have we got the walls to Ind down? Yes, we do. So we can do a fort storming here. What is likely to be inside this, do we think? They've lost some of their mages, but there should be a bunch of mages. There could be a god in there. I don't think there is. So I think the correct thing to do here is to just concentrate. So we've got a lot of archers. We're going to be shooting the wall archers. We're doing a lot of that, so we'll just stand them forward. And then we want a nice strong group to go into the gate and push their way through. So what I'm going to do, even though this is somewhat risky, I think, is throw the giant straight in the middle and back that up with just a mass of orcs, I think. Pretty straightforward. Orcs, warboys. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to go with. And then goblins sort of keep out of trouble and come in later. And same for all of these, they're a bit weaker, more vulnerable. We've got a Divine Blessing going off. And then what can you cast? Regeneration's not going to be super useful in this one. If you've got anything else you can be throwing up. So, Gift of Flight is quite useful. I think what I'm going to do is Divine Blessing, Gift of Flight. Gift of Flight to cast spells. And I'm going to put him back here with these guys here, because they're on hold in the attack rear, and hopefully he'll allow some of them to fly over the top by casting Gift of Flight a couple of times. It's a shame we don't have more mages capable of doing stuff like that, but we just didn't bring him. Did not bring him. Alright, let's not overthink it. Get that castle stormed, boys. We want that dealt with. Oh, Bristly69 was asking, first you were saying, looks like you need to leave the stream again, but I promise to join again. Adios. Yeah, no problem, brother. Catch you whenever. But he did ask an interesting question. Now that I think about it, are there any vanilla greenskin factions in Dominions 5? That's kind of an interesting question. I think there are three answers to that. So the first is, if you take the greenskins to be like orc-like, physically strong, straightforward non-humans with kind of straightforward battle magic and stuff, you could consider the Abyssians to be a bit like orcs. They're kind of like the orcs that you would find in a lot of fantasy properties, not necessarily Warhammer orcs, but I would say the Abyssians are kind of like an orky faction. Then you've got the two different types of kind of goblin-y factions. You've got the middle age of the kind of Jomon arc, which is Shinuyama, and Shinuyama has tons of nasty little goblin boys going goblin mode everywhere. Weird little guys from the mountains, the Bakemono, and it's got kind of big, strong ogre ones as well, the O-Bakemono, or Bakemono Show are they called? I can't recall. So yeah, I'd say that's definitely a kind of goblin-esque nation. And then you've got Vettiheim, which are in the late era, I believe, and they are lots of kind of Nordic goblins, forest-dwelling goblins. So I'd say all three of those you could consider greenskin nations to a different extent. None of them are quite like this one. but they do have some similarities. In a way, this has got some similarities with Machaca in terms of the vanilla nations. I would definitely say Machaca is somewhat similar. Right, let's move our forces out of God's Tomb. I think I was going to move these last turn and I just didn't, which is a bit silly, but such is life. We've got some spitting spiders who are undisciplined but spit web and poison, which can be very useful for tangling stuff up. Let's give our webby boys to Nobgrutny. So we want Gorbad, Nobgrutny, Grishnik. We're not going to take the chariots out yet. You're going to be set to fire enemy archers. Hold an attack. Yep, that all seems fine. I think we'll do hold an attack rear. And we'll have some spitty spiders over on the side. Do we have people blessing? So Black Eye is going to be doing our blessing of the Wild Boys in the middle. So we've got Black Eye, Gorbad, Grutny, Grishnik. We're going to go and hit these. And I just want to keep a kind of equilibrium with the Gartha at the moment. I'm not necessarily trying to just steamroll into them because I've still got to deal with Ind and deal with a few other things. But anything I can do to harm a Gartha and maybe keep the other AIs off my back would be good. The Tickler. You going to create something interesting? So what are we researching at the moment? I've totally forgotten. Oh, Conjuration level 4. Conjuration level 4 gets us gigantic forest spiders. Be nice to get a bunch of those out. Potentially Strength of Gaia could be useful. Apart from that, Griffin's Wyvern's not really. And then we could use Voice of Apsu to do some site searching potentially. I might use a bit of Voice of Apsu. So it's not super interesting, but I like to do the gigantic forest spiders. So yeah, that's good with me. I'll do Conjuration level 4. We've got Flaming Arrows. We do want to do some stuff with that. Maybe just a little bit more evocation would be nice, or do we want to specifically charge up one of these? If we can get... I mean, Arrow Fend could actually be kind of useful for us, to be honest. I feel like going up enchantment a bunch. I think that's kind of fun. Yeah, I think I'll just do that for now. Enchantment 5 and 6. It gives us a long-term project. I don't need to overthink it, you know. We definitely would like some more water income. I think I am going to do some more concerted site searching. So Tickler is definitely a good one to be site searching with. Let's get Hookfang site searching as well. Wurzag, of course. Of course, Wurzag. In fact, Wurzag can go here and site search. Lil Git. Let's have a temple. Right, Snagler. I have got tons of Wild Boys for you. And Biggins, in fact. Wild Boys and Biggins, very nice. Let's tell you to fire at the closest enemy. So Snagler has got some nasty close combat weapons, and he's got some nasty javelins, Sting of Snagler, that do death poison, very welcome. And he's also got web shooting, is that? No, that's his close range web. So he basically throws his javelins and then he gets into melee. He is relatively tough. He's got pretty okay protection, particularly against mundane attacks. And he's got okay stats for combat. He's not like a combat monster or anything. But I would like him to be a bit tougher. Maybe we could give him some more items. We could give him the skull stat. Oh, we can't give him the skull stat. He doesn't have any hands because he's carrying his magic items. That's right. Okay, Snagler. You've got a specific job to do. He's going to be moving very slowly, just ferrying these troops along. Water Boy. Amazons and Jade Maidens. What do we think? Maybe. Maybe. I mean, that's what they're there for, so let's just carry on. Gorgzilla pulled back, and he would actually be really good over here fighting Agarth and stuff. I think I'm just going to nip over to my capital for now. Just so he's always on top of a lab. in case I want to make him any items or anything. I'm trying to think what other items could be good on him. What can we, I mean, the Chithronic Lion Pelt is really good on a body slot. We don't really have other great items. A thing that he can do is effortlessly cast flaming arrows, and of course he's a great combatant himself. So we could have him move along here and then build up a big army of archers over here. It's very quick to build lots of archers, so maybe we should start doing that. Let's build tons of our cheapest archer. So we've got the Forest Goblin Archer at 7 gold. We've got the Goblin Archer at 6 gold. 6 gold for a short bow is a good deal. You know, it's kind of a national feature, really. So let's have a bunch of goblins just start building those up, and we'll keep doing the wild boys, of course. The other benefit is that he auto blesses the army, doesn't he? So let's move him even closer. Let's put him on the throne. Spike nose. More sight searching. Nice to have a Def 2 going around. We'd like to see that. Always take a bit of province defense. Right, what's this army going to do? Are we going to push in to knock out their temple in Tiradir? This one could go anywhere. I mean, I'm not that concerned about losing those. It could attack us, of course. They could try and move these ones in. This is slightly precariously positioned, but it is quite a strong force. I think the correct thing to do is to go and hit their temple. They have a lot of temples. We don't have much dominion around here at all. That would be a reasonable thing for us to do. Oh, one of our blessers decided to do his own thing over there. Which of these provinces is valuable? None of them really. We had to pick one that's kind of up here that's valuable. So let's just move forward into position to fight. Our province defense has a decent number of archers in it. You know, not a terrible number. So we could use flaming arrows with province defense to get stuff going. Not so much with these guys. Got anyone moving there to site search that? No, let's get Rat Splatter moving down there. Right, over here, we've got this force moving out to hit them. Zugzog, you can just stay there. That's absolutely fine. And yeah, still recruiting chariots when we can. That's fine. Just chill there for now, Zugzog. Yep, that's all we've got left. I think our province defense is not really worth a damn unless you put tons of points into it, which I don't feel like doing. But we can recruit some basic units in pretty much everywhere. So if we felt like we were going to get attacked anywhere where we could do some damage to these forces, I guess we could give it a go. I could just recruit some Savage Orc boys. Yeah, you don't get very many, but maybe they could do some damage. I've got site searchers moving around that could pick up some of these, so yeah, it wouldn't hurt. There we go. Just give them some orcs to ferry around. Okay, let's get on with it. Andor. Oh, hold on, we've got more messages. Pro69 says, "Oh, he's got a bit of time to watch my stream before driving my sister to a temple." You drive your sister to a temple. I'm about to drive some orcs through an enemy temple. Andor says, "I'm playing a game with your Warhammer dwarves right now. I'm not good at point buffing, but their tight formations and slow speed makes them ideal point buffers. Is that intentional?" Yeah, it is kind of intentional. So the dwarfs don't have the absolute best combat mages because obviously they lose some paths in combat, but really you can get some excellent large area point buffs. Strength of Giants, fantastic on dwarves. Legions of Steel, fantastic on dwarves. Iron Warriors is obviously incredible on dwarves because dwarves have really high protection from their armor, and natural protection and armor protection combo incredibly well in Dominions. They're one of the most powerful things. So if you can get Iron Warriors, which is Alteration 4, and be casting that as the dwarves on things like Hammerers, Rune Guard, which is your sacred, the Valkyries, any of those, absolutely fantastic with Iron Warriors. And then you've also got access to a few other point buffs. You don't have the really the kind of fancy stuff like moss body, you don't have that. But later on, you have enough air that I think you can get the big spells off using communions built with items. That's a good thing that you can do with dwarfs. You need big ones, but you can do it to get that big battle magic, for fog warriors and things like that. But yeah, well spotted that that is absolutely intentional. Oh, Vampiria has declared war on our unholy name. You've got a cheat calling us unholy. We've got some research and conjuration. I am going to have to crack out some fancy stuff to deal with all of these wars at once. So I think definitely time to get my god back over here and to get flaming arrows up in some of these battles. But let's see how our round of kind of back and forth fighting with Agartha goes. What we're hoping for here is a decent bit of attrition and to kick out some of these kind of raiding parties. That vampire is going to be a pain, I can tell. That one people don't really rate vampires, but yeah, this is a commander vampire who has got unequaled obesity. He's a big chunky boy. So he's got tons of hit points. He gains hit points by, slurping on people, and he's got a dragon helmet on. Yeah, this is a nasty thing that the AI has managed to do here. He has taken an affliction, thankfully, but it's just battle fright, which yeah, what a pain. We should definitely get him at some point. Deadlands. This is the river trolls who have been doing, I was going to say surprisingly well, but they are quite expensive, so you'd expect them to do okay. I just have seen them, trolls and things, not do very well before, so it's nice to see them doing well. Let me put it that way. Let's not put it as they've done unexpectedly well. Let's put it as I've been happy with how well they were doing. Oh, crocodiles managed to kill something. Andor, how are you enjoying the dwarfs? Are you having fun with them? Let me know in the chat. Oh, did we lose a troll right at the end? No, we didn't. No losses. I'm very happy. I just love to see it. Okay. Have we bitten off more than we can chew? Well, our war boys are very good. We've got 2 blessers, so we should get good coverage from the blessings. We do have an attack rear squad here. What do the Agarthans have? The worrying thing that they have, apart from just a lot of stuff that's tough, is these Shard Guard. The Shard Guard are blessed with Morale +1 and Animal Ore. Interesting. That's not a bless I'm particularly worried about, but the Animal Ore could be relevant sometimes. But yeah, this is just a lot of stuff, and they've got a lot of missile units. We might have just bitten off more than we can chew here. Oh, well done. You false vetted my own guys. Thanks for that. You fool! Lots of Shard Guard coming in. And the Spider Riders are routed. This is the trouble, especially when fighting outside of your Dominion. With and our attack rear has not gone very well. Our big boss is in serious trouble over there. He is going to get chomped, no doubt. Oh, looks like the Shard Guard have routed. He may survive. Pure luck, but he may survive. And we are also routed. But we do have some Berserkers, so he might fight his way out with the help of these Berserkers. So I would say this battle... No, he's dead. This battle, pretty bad for us. But War Boys are not super expensive. We do have a lot more of them out there. And a lot of them did escape. I think the big problem there was the Spider Riders running away caused a side route, hit point based route for us. So that was Tiradir. We lose 14 War Boys, that's bad. The rest, okay, a Goblin Big Boss, pfft, whatever. We kill not a lot of stuff. Some Ancient Ones, Pearl and Cat. I mean, they probably came out of that one ahead, I would say. Certainly because they're the AI and we don't really want a war of attrition with the AI. Now this is pod racing. What have we got here? We have got the human mortal cavalry working for Sylvanian vampires, the Von Carsteins, the Knights of the Rose. Unbuffed, unblessed, but still they are heavy knightly cavalry. And then we also have the undead knightly cavalry, the Black Knights, very nasty. They are going to completely splatter my province defense. Not even close. I doubt we'll kill any of them. Got some animate dead and stuff going on here from these necromancers. How unpleasant. Evergreen Forest, we're attacked by Agatha. Wow, it's actually not looking very good for me. I'm going to have to be more careful here. I wasn't expecting the Agathan AI in particular to put up this much of a strong attack. These are statues, could be quite a problem for me. I think a big problem is that we can't really PD dump because our province defense is quite bad. Andor says, yes, he is enjoying the dwarfs very much. I'm not entirely sure what to do with the Journeyman Rune Master. I mean, obviously their role is Sight Searcher. Yep, absolutely. But they can't really do anything else, and it seems over-specialised. I would say that specialised things are really good in Dominions. Sight searching with a unit like that is really nice. You can do a bit more with the Journeyman Runesmith. People have before. I think people used to use them in communions to do some fancy stuff, but I believe I put in some things to stop people from doing that, make it harder for them to put their paths up. So really, the Journeyman Runesmith is just a sight searcher, and I wouldn't suggest making tons of them. I'd pretty much just use them for sight searching and then use the runesmiths for your battle magic. Andor says, I haven't gotten far enough in the game to start pulling out the upgraded units, so I can't speak to late game. I do feel the dwarfs are precious enough that I feel I need a healer with each army. I'm glad that that feeling's come across. That's one of the things I wanted to go for with expensive units with very low upkeep, is that it makes losing them more painful, and it makes you want to be more careful to keep hold of them. That's something I wanted to go with the dwarfs. Obviously, the dwarfs are a tragic race that are suffering, this horrible decline, and their population's constantly declining. And I want there to be kind of a feeling of loss, and to want to keep the dwarfs safe. So that's something I intentionally went for. But they do have those healers, and they can use those very nicely with their thugs and with their elite expensive units. So that was Evergreen Forest. We got slapped, and then we attacked in Illidan. Let's hope that one of our attacks works out. Yeah, this one's completely fine. Not a very important battle, this, but it's always nice to grab some provinces back and to not see us walking into some terrible trap. Edirol. What's going on here? Oh yeah, this is just some province defense and then some units that ran away. Get to have a nice look at the River Troll. I'm really happy with that sprite. I think that turned out great. Look at his little face. Looks really nice on this snowy backdrop. Can we kill something? No! Oh my god! Just got beamed to the head by that stone hurler. That's so funny. Oh well, that is over with. And Towers of Heaven. We hit back. Oh, look at this. This is cool. The AI has summoned up some cave grubs. Really, really nice graphic. Unpleasant little guys. Their corrosive bites. Think they're just going to get torn to pieces, but we'll see. Spitting spiders. Are you going to do some spitting for me? Blah, 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 blah. So that's web and poison spits. The web is the main thing, just having those web spitters. It's really good. Breaking up formations and things. And they're pretty cheap, the spitty spiders. I'm a fan of them. And then the wild boys are going to tear these cave grubs apart. The cave grubs are like tough, lots of hit points, but they're just sacks of meat, really. I think people basically build cave grubs for siege strength, if I'm remembering correctly. Good to kill them off anyway. Battle in Silver Fangs, Agatha attacks us. And this one is a clear win. We guessed this correctly. It's a very small force, but it's good to kill off some of that heavy infantry. Always nice to kill them off. And then a battle at the Fortress of Ind. Oof. Just going to pause this for a second to answer. Andor said, I think I have seen the Dragon Slayer Leader's Tattoo activation fail once, maybe a bug. The reason that fails sometimes is that it is just the tattoo spell, which means that I think it's area effect 4 or something, and its precision is not perfect. It's just the same as the awaken tattoo spell that I think Marverni has. So sometimes it doesn't hit in exactly the right place. So a good trick is just to put several different types of Slayer, Leader, and Slayers kind of in the same area, and then they should paste the tattoo activation all over them. But it's something that I can have a look at and make sure that maybe I can make it more reliable, or something along those lines. So the giant goes tearing through the gap. This is my reference to that Return of the King, where Gandalf's like, whatever comes through those doors, hold your ground, and then a massive troll comes through. I think he's going to get mulched. That's the unfortunate fate of a giant without any buffs standing in front of all these semi-elite soldier priests. Oh, look at that! They've got some Malax. Some nasty Malax they've been summoning up. How dare they? Strength of Giants. Okay, this is more than I was expecting and to manage to do in this fight at the fort. But I think our Wild Boys will carry the day just by being very violent and being numerous enough. Summoned up some ogres, they summoned up a scorpion beast. This is cool stuff the AI is doing it here, actually. It's a shame that their core of mages, who are fairly strong mages, don't really have any good spells they can cast. So they are going to get ripped limb from limb by our Wild Boys. Oh, in fact, that one just smacked one of our Wild Boys in the head and killed him. Oh, fast strikes going off. But still, it's good to get rid of Ind and free up these troops, and also have the income and everything from this fort. That's really important, given that we're now at war with the Gartha and the Vampire Counts at the same time. Vampire Counts in particular worry me. Gartha has been doing well against me, so yeah. Illidan, a Goblin Big Boss, has gained the title of War Boss. Very nice. Iron Peaks, 11 Nature Gems. Good, we'll summon lots of things with them. And some gold, a very nice turn for events. And Ind has been permanently vanquished. He did not rule a single province and had nowhere to return to. So let's start off by going to Illidan, where we have had Goblin Big Boss turn into a War Boss. So he gets the fancy red chariot. Red ones do indeed go faster. And you get a big load of goblins and things. Getting the War Boss level upgrade is really, really good. So we've got our screening force there. We can now have our War Boss definitely leading everything that's not an Orc. So anything that's not an Orc can get the Taskmaster bonus off the War Boss, which is +1, and then he's got decent leadership as well. So he should be the one leading the Goblins. And then plenty of guys in Guard Commander. These ones can be on Holderness at rear. Bunch of archers. To archer duel, and then we've got some more orcs as well. And I think I'll just add them to the big main force. Right, so what are we going to do with Boffer and Red Eye? I don't want to start a fight with Tianchi. I really want to discourage Tianchi from attacking me. Let's throw some Province Defense in. So the Province Defense isn't very useful, but the AI sees it and is discouraged from attacking sometimes. Definitely want to put the beating on Agartha now. Let's have a look at how big they actually are. Yeah, not bad size, Agartha, really. And I think similar thing for, similar size for the vampires as well. Could be a bit of a pain in my butt, to be honest. So we want to get some good wins against them. Vampires have got fewer places they can actually attack me. The Skaven are in their way there, so they've only got these they can attack me in. But this is a nasty force. A thing that we could use against the vampires that's really good against their more elite units is Dust to Dust. So let's go and find it. Dust to Dust. So it's Death Magic. I can't remember where it is. Dust to Dust. Is it in Evocation? Thaumaturgy? Thaumaturgy level 1. Such a low level spell. So terrifying to the undead. Very, very good. Witherbones is the big version of it, but Dust to Dust is the more important one. You just need tons of little death mages, which we can do. So we could switch over. You get Death 1 guaranteed on Orc Shaman. You get Death 1 sometimes on Goblin Shaman if you don't have the magic for it, and you get Death 1 on the Goblin Great Shaman. I think I want the Orc at the moment, Orc Shamans. Gorkzilla is back. Still haven't forged you anything else, have we? No. Let's get Gorkzilla over there, and I'm going to tell him to move and patrol. Snaggler's going to keep bringing these troops up. And If they do attack me at the fort, that means that Gorkzilla will be doing the fighting along with the province defense. That might cause a side route. That's my concern. Therefore, oh, it's a shame we don't have anyone with death magic, or we could lead these little demons, but 'twas not to be. What I really want is just to put some more hit points on the field. So I am going to do this. These guys hold and fire. I think the Yetis come with boulders. Yeah, sticks and stones with high damage. Let's put them over there. Archers hold and fire. Yeah, and these guys just keep them out of trouble. I will have them patrol in case this is attacked. Wurzag is on retreat, that's fine. Let's put him at the back. I don't really want him getting into a fight with the undead at the moment. Let's just have him side searching. This force has not really taken any casualties, and they're looking pretty good. I guess we just want to push back on Agartha, who have obviously had a very successful turn against us. Mr. Spike Nose. Grab these troops. I think I'm just going to set him to retreat because his job is just site searching, and I think there'll be too much stuff there for us to actually fight. And this force has now freed up Ind. You can see that when we're at a fort, our province defense is quite a lot better. It's the ones outside that are particularly bad. Right. Where do we want it? So we probably want to come down here or here. I mean, I'm guessing they can't all move to there. Yeah, so who can actually reach? Who could reach down there? What do we got? Cavalry and goblins. Apparently goblins can reach down there. Have we got anyone around here who can do flaming arrows? Gold grabber. You do flaming arrows for me, my friend? Hmm? I rather think that you might be able to. I rather think you might. What do you think, Gold Grabber? Can you go over there and do flaming arrows for me? Yes, indeed. Right, in that case, these guys are not going to run away. They're going to try and do something useful. He hasn't got anything shockingly useful looking, does he? I mean, I guess let's just have him do raise skeletons. Give us some cover. So, we've got these forces moving down here. Duff, what can you do, my friend? What have we got in the way of air gems? Tons. Tons! Infinite air gems. Hello, Duff. Lesser air elementals are not the most exciting thing in the world, to be quite honest with you. Big air elementals pretty much are the most exciting thing. But if you cast enough lesser elementals, you can cause people some problems. Snickstab is going to carry some refuels. He's going to be my gem carrier to help people refuel. And because he's doing that, he will be sneaking. Gorsog, his troops can't reach where the others can, so we're definitely going to have Red Fang carry a ton more Goblin archers. We want all of our archers with him because he is going to be casting flaming arrows. Fire at closest enemy, that's completely fine to do that. You're just a screening force. Horn attack rear, fine. Gorsog's guys. So Gorsog needs someone to bless his troops if they're going to get into a fight here. Maybe I'll send Duff. That's what I'll do. And what I'll do is Snick Stab. You will not carry so many. And Garrot Slash. You will carry some refuels. Okay, so over here we've got Duff coming in and doing Divine Blessing. They'll just fight with the rest of the troops in the center, that's fine. Gorsog set back a bit. He's just sneaking. Cool. And then I guess we'll just have a lot of goblins in both these provinces. So this is kind of I'm hoping they run in here and they get hit with the Flaming Arrows trap. So the Flaming Arrows is going to be cast by Gold Grabber. He will cast, firstly, Phoenix Power to boost himself up a level. And then he can cast Flaming Arrows using 1 gem to cast it, 1 gem to shoot his casting level up high enough to cast it. So yeah, there is Flaming Arrows. He should be able to cast that, no problem with the Phoenix Power. And then just cast spells, conservative gem usage. Let's give you another. And we've got lots of archers. They're going to be in that province. So I think that'll be enough over there. River Troll Squad. My sentimental favourites, just 100%, is the River Troll Squad. I really do love them. They're doing so well. At some point, they're just going to not and fail, but, you know, I'll make it 6PD, it's fine. 6PD turns off some bad events that can happen. You were sneaking, were you, Hookfang? So you didn't get spotted. Interesting. Yeah, you can just sneak home, I guess. The Tickler. Set to retreat. Searching. I really don't want to lose these palisades here. That's going to suck. I feel like they are just going to attack that, which will be super irritating. But I also don't really think I can do much about that. I'm just going to put up with it. You know, it's fine. This is single player after all. Over here, this force. So Agartha, their cap is there. They're going to attack back here. I guess I just want to go and hit this province here, and I think just meet up with some more troops. Zug Zug. I see that they've got some Longdead out there, so maybe I'll send out a little dust to dust action. Throw down a blessing and then just cast dust to dust over and over. What's that? Spike Snick's our boy for that, is he? So plenty of wild boys at the front. Spike Snick will join those. And these wild boys will also be up there. I know it's not the most thrilling thing to watch me just organising these troops and things, but the turn I was kind of caught unawares by how aggressive Agartha was going to be. and I don't really fancy getting mangled by the AI right now, so gonna do what I can to stop that from happening. Might have to take them even more seriously than I am. So we've got our temple up there. Got tons gold, tons of gold. Let's have. Yeah, we're kind of recruiting sensible stuff everywhere, but we can recruit anywhere that we know there's going to be a fight. That is perfectly sensible behaviour. We know there's going to be one here. Let's get some more boys for our flaming arrows tricks. And of course we've got inns now, which we can go hog wild recruiting things from. I think we don't have a temple, do we? Do we have someone who can make a temple here? I don't want to spare him. Have we got someone cheaper? More orc. You more orc. Rat Splatter, there you go, that's solved that problem. Rat Splatter can just go over there and build one next turn. This turn, let's have a Forest Goblin and a Savage Orc because we've got plenty of Orc bosses running around and you want to diversify your types when you're doing this. And then we've got not a huge amount of resources, tons of recruitment points, tons of gold. To me, that says Savage Orcs. So I think it's Savage Orc Biggins on the menu until we run out of one of those things. So look at that big old force of Savage Orc Biggins. Do you know what? Let's throw a giant in there, shall we? Yes, get another giant. We lost our giant. He died in a stupid way, but then that's what giants do. They get drunk, fall over, and die. That's toast, isn't it, that province? I needn't bother putting stuff on there, really. A lab? A lab in the middle of nowhere? Haven't got any recruit anywhere mages, have I? No, of course I haven't. I think I might want to free up Snagler from these slower guys, so I'm going to recruit a goblin to help move some of them around. And that is it. Let's look at the results of this turn. How long is our stream? Just over an hour. I'd like to keep these to around an hour each, so I'll just look at the results of this turn and then I'm going to call it a night. Got some good questions tonight. It was nice to talk about that stuff. If you do have any questions, if you're watching this, leave them in the comments if you don't have time to watch the stream. The Tickler has found a magic site, the Glen of Verdant Greenery. Got another one. Tree of Life. The Tree of Life sounds like it's strong. Don't want to get spoilers, but heals units 3. Anyone in this province have a chance to get permanent affliction removed each month. The chance of being healed is the value and percent each month. This could be amazing. It's not super interesting for us, but it could be amazing in some games. And we also got one in Three Pine Grove, Witch's Bog. So I think Witch's Bog is, I want to say Death 1, Water 1. Let's test my knowledge. Yep. And Glen of Verdant Greenery, is that supplying Crayson 2 nature? It's 1 nature. I'm expecting far too much. Right, Balance Silver Grove. This is my beautiful, beautiful slimy special boys, who I love with all my heart. I'm a bit worried that because lots of bows and javelins is kind of what River Trolls don't like. But they have been doing really well, and they've got got some stars on them. And if they can get quickly through these melee guys, which they seem to be doing, they're absolute obliterators offensively. It's just that defensively they're very porous. Andor says, thanks for chatting. It's cool to get direct input from a creator like this. It's cool to get direct feedback too. Yeah, this is very much beneficial to both of us. Cool username, by the way. I hear that the Andor TV show is really good. I don't know. It's probably not based on that, but I've heard that's like the best Star Wars thing that's been made in ages. Oh, did they just do a lossless lossless expansion there. Bruce69 says, I'm back. It is hard being the responsible one. What else did I miss? You missed a lot of things. You missed Agartha kicking my ass, so you may want to go and rewatch that. But we're taking it a bit more seriously now because I got annoyed at the AI doing so well against me, and we're getting some flaming arrows and stuff like that out. I think we just had another lossless expansion from the River Troll and Crocodile Squad. Really surprised by how well they're doing. Maybe I've been underestimating River Trolls. Good lord! It is grubtastic. Look at this. Waves of wriggling maggot flesh. And trogs. And on our side, and I think we're going to win this, guys. Come on, you can do it, Goblin from the Towers of Heaven. Look at him go. Is he going to... Oh. So, that's fine. That's the one we knew we were going to lose. It's interesting they've made so many grubs. Grubbing it up. Andor says, I've heard of the TV show but haven't seen it. I've been using this name for decades, but now everyone will think it's from the show. C'est la vie. I once heard about a guy who got... I think the only way this context will make sense is if you're from the UK. There's a band called One Direction, which was kind of like a boy band, like a popular kind of cheesy band. I think they came off a reality TV show, so that was One Direction. And there is a guy who got a tattoo of the name of the album of his favourite band, I think it was, and it was called On Direction, as in about like directing films, things like that. So he had a tattoo that said On Direction, and then this band became really famous that were called One Direction. So everyone just thought he had a misspelled One Direction tattoo, which must be very upsetting. Battle in Black Peaks. This is some mercenary macemen. Look at that description, so evocative. They're starving. I would say we have a chance of winning this because these guys are starving. Consequently, their morale is not good. So I would say we could do this. Come on, Goblins, I believe in you. I mean, our morale is also not good, but... It goes to show how bad our province defense is, really, doesn't it? Come on! Cause a side route! No. You suck, Goblins. You suck. Evergreen Forest. Oh, sorry, Black Peaks. Evergreen Forest is next. Just some crummy province defense. Oh, I've mis-scripted my War Boys a bit here. I might have lost one there. I lost a chariot to friendly fire, that sucks. I did lose a War Boy, that was stupid. But anyway, it doesn't matter that much. Sophecte. We're starting to field some slightly better armies here. This should be fine. We might lose a few guys, I guess. We're not seeing any of these flaming arrow traps or anything go off so far, but we are seeing some provinces get taken back from Agartha, which I like. What did we lose there? Nothing really. Goblins, nothing. Ompholia. Ompholia? Ompholia, I think it was. Another one where we just hugely outpower them. So this turn much better against Agartha. And then Ultima Delca. What have we got here? Tiny little expansion force. This is actually really smart. The AI doesn't usually do this, but this is all you need if you're only expecting province defense. The thing is, I haven't just got province defense here. I've got these guys, and I believe this is my flaming arrows trap. Yeah, it is. So we got skeletons going up. I think he's not going to cast flaming arrows because there's not enough stuff to make him cast it. Yeah, he isn't. He has decided to save the gems, which is perfectly reasonable. Oh, we've got a goblin big boss who's decided to get himself killed. Maybe he'll survive and beat these guys up for us. Not with that much friendly fire coming in though, jeez. We've got our one flank attacking. Oh no, he's got some wolf boys with him. Nice. That deals with that. Yes, that turned out to be not the trap I thought it was. Tifalia. I need to check the name of that. It was Omfolia. Tiffalia, Seafarer's new province income. Okay, made some Palisades. I thought I was going to lose those, so it's good that we didn't lose those. What did we actually lose to the vampires? Black Peaks. Okay, they've just created a more contiguous border with us. Okay, so that's going to do it for now. Obviously, next time we'll be focusing on more war with the Gartha, firing off some flaming arrows and things in battles, and we've now got our god Gorkzilla come in and Snagler and things, bringing in some more troops. So we should have some fun stuff happening. We've also got some kind of fun summons that are charging around. We've got like Yetis and things like that. And I will definitely get these gelatinous cubes on a commander and bring these. I'll either send them underwater or I'll send them out to fight somewhere. Anyway, that has been up to now turn 24. I hope you've had fun watching, and I'm sure I will continue with the series because I'm having fun interacting with people. I think that's the nice thing about the streams. So take it easy, guys. See ya.